Hello, this is Mike with OverDrive Solutions, and in this video we're going to take a closer look at the inventory component of the dashboard application. And with the OverDrive dashboard app, you can eliminate cumbersome and time-consuming reporting by putting the power of information directly into the hands of your executive and management team. Okay, now the inventory dashboard starts out with a series of green bar graphs that represent a weekly inventory value. And what we do is we juxtapose that with a measure 2 line, a line graph that starts out with fill rate. But you can drop this down and have other measurements such as turns, untouched inventory, fill rate, which is already on there, receipt, or cost of goods sold. I like to look at the untouched inventory. So let's select that. Untouched inventory might require a little bit of explanation. It's one of the statistics that we use in our Inventory Advisor application, and what it does is it measures the amount of inventory that has been on the shelf for 60 days or longer and was not needed to service any orders. So theoretically, untouched inventory is some safety stock and then other inventory that would not have been needed to service orders and would not have created a back order if it wasn't on the shelf. So it's an interesting statistic. Now, anytime that we click on one of the bar graphs, we can get a pop-up window that would show us all of the statistics for that part of the graph. So we see here that when we click on this particular bar chart for February 16th, we can see the inventory dollar amount, the untouched dollar amount, turns, fill rate, receipt dollars, cost of goods sold, and then we even get a breakdown of the aging. So we can see the current inventory, the under 30 days inventory on hand, 31 to 119, and even the 120 plus. Now, if we wanted to, we could drill directly into information to break down this inventory at this point in time. We could look at the warehouse breakdown, vendor breakdown, or even an ABC breakdown, buyer class, any of these that are on the left here. But what might be more interesting to do is to show how you can look at the trends. And so if we take a look over here in June, we had a low point of the inventory, and then somewhere up here in November, we have a high point. So let's take a look at the changing in trend. So what I did here was I clicked on June, and then I clicked on the end of October, and I have my arrows here pointing to these two sections. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the change in inventory across that time frame by whatever subject or element that we'd like to here on the left. So let's take a look at it by warehouse first. So what we have here is we can sort this column out of the difference, and we can see which warehouses have grown the most over that period of time. You can see here that we have the November 2014 value here in this column, and we have the June 2014 value here in this column, and we can see that the BL warehouse has grown the most, and then the rest of the warehouses are here with their growth figures. Now maybe we want to look at Warehouse 1. An easy way to do this is to go ahead and just double click on Warehouse 1, and now the filter is set to Warehouse 1, and we're only seeing the bar chart and line chart that represent the inventory in Warehouse 1. So now if we want to see the breakdown of this by vendor, we could just go ahead and select that, and we get a chart here that shows us the vendor valuation of the inventory in Warehouse 1 and how much it's grown over time. And that's ranked, so we can see most to least growth. And so you could do that with any of the other elements here on the left in order to drill down and get information about the inventory and the statistics for the inventory at any of these levels. Now by double clicking here, we can remove that filter and go back to the company-wide inventory levels. Now one of the things that you can do here, which I think is a great feature, is that you can take a look at the inventory by aging. So if we click here on the red button, we're going to get a look at the aging with the 120 plus inventory at the bottom here. So now we can begin to see a trend of the 120 or the 31 by 119 or the 30 under 30 days inventory here. And we can drop either one of these sections down to the bottom so we can get a better representation of where that inventory is growing. Now if we go back to the 120, what we can do here is if I were to click on this high point, I still get all these statistics that pop up here, but if I do a drill down, it's going to focus on that 120. So again, I could take a look at by vendor, and this would again give me a ranking list of the vendors that have the most 120 plus inventory. So that's a quick overview of the inventory component of the dashboard. And if you'd like more information, you can visit us at www.overdrivesolutions.com, where you can click on the Request a Demo or Consultation, or you can reach us at 1-855-7-OVERDRIVE, OVRDRV.